To start off with, I'm going to describe the game mechanics of distilling and how the puzzle is scored. In the bottom right corner of the puzzle, there is a furnace which continually heats up, and when it gets hot enough, it causes the rightmost column to either be burnt or sent up. The column is burnt if there are more black pieces than white pieces in the column. If there are not more black pieces than white pieces, it gets sent up. If the column is sent up, then it is scored according to what pieces were in that column. White pieces scored best, followed by brown pieces, and finally black pieces. And you receive different messages on your screen depending on how well your column is scored. So if you have a column purely of white pieces, then you receive a crystal clear message. If you have a column that is mostly white pieces and with only, say, one or two brown pieces, then you receive a smooth message. And these are the sort of messages that we're going to be aiming for throughout this guide. The pieces in distilling can move in lots of different ways. So blacks can move up through browns, browns can go down, blacks can go down, browns can go up. I can move white pieces all over the place if I want to. I can move blacks all over the place. You know, it gets quite confusing when you're first starting out. So what I'm going to do for this puzzle is I'm going to keep it nice and simple, and I'm going to use just two of the ways of moving pieces, because really you can get by in the puzzle at the start just with two basic ways. And that is browns moving up through white pieces and blacks moving down. So one way you might want to think about this is as if white pieces simply aren't there. You know, they don't exist. So they're just some empty space that I'm moving my black and my brown pieces through. And what we're going to try and do is burn a lot of brown and black pieces by moving them into the right hand column. And then when I find some nice scoring columns, I'm going to just leave those as either pure white or just with a few pieces in them so that they get sent up and they score pretty well. If you get columns with lots of spices in, then you should really try and send them up wherever possible, because they score pretty well. You see, I'm getting a nice spicy message for doing that. If you do end up burning some white pieces, you'll see these sort of rock style pieces appear on your board. This is what happens when you burn a white piece. It's nothing to worry about right now, but just remember they act like normal white pieces, so there are empty space. And they don't do very well for scoring, so wherever possible, try and fill in as many gaps as you can. But if you can't fill in gaps, you know, like this one here or these two at the bottom, you can try and fill in a few of them, but there's always going to be spaces that you just can't figure out. So don't worry about that right now. We'll come to figure out how to do that more fully in later videos. And hopefully that should get you started on distilling. So get used to moving browns up and blacks down, and see if you can just make a few crystal clear and smooth columns. Then we'll move on to how to fully move the pieces in all the different ways possible in the next video.